California way. I'm gonna settle down and never more roam, and make the San Fernando Valley my home.
One of my all-time favorites, a very talented dancer, vocalist, actress, is with us. Your dad, Ray Heatherton, was, among other things, an orchestra leader. And a radio announcer and broadcaster. And
yeah, he was also the Merry Mailman, the famous, he was like a pioneer of children's television. Yeah, the Merry Mailman.
Oh, and, that is great.
And, yeah.
And, well, so now I'm going to get to my question. You know, did they encourage you from the get-go to be a singer and a dancer, or... You know, did you get encouragement or what?
I don't think I needed any encouragement. I loved the music. Listen, I heard my dad's wonderful orchestra at the Biltmore Hotel when I was a baby girl. And I saw these beautiful women in these gorgeous gowns singing with my father. And then I would see these wonderful dancers at the Biltmore, and who happened to be Margin-Gower champion, and I was I was in heaven.
You were swept away.
I was swept away, and
wow.
There's nothing else in the world. I wanted to stay in heaven.
What a wonderful heritage! And I might mention that your dad and my dad were friends at the Biltmore. They both played there.
My dad loved Horace Heidt. I've heard Horace Heidt all my life. My dad had the greatest respect for Horace Heidt. And your dad is my godfather.
Wow. That I have the greatest respect now for my dad. That is fantastic.
I know it is.
Oh, God.
It is
well,
fantastic.
I love it. And your dad had a very famous show along with the Merry Mailman called Luncheon
at
Sardi's.
Right.
And everyone in New York wanted to get on that show. Tell us a little about that show.
Well, it was... My God, it was like the cover of the Store Club. Did you ever see the Store Club, the menu, the Store Club? It was, you'd walk in and there would be Elizabeth Taylor, and there would be Kim Novak and Marilyn Monroe, and he would be interviewing Helen Hayes and Marilyn Monroe and Kim Novak and Mike Todd, and then he was friends with many of these, you know, Mike Todd and Thelma Ritter, and I would come there for lunch and play hooky from school, and I had a ball. You know, seeing Marilyn Monroe and talking with Marilyn and Ava Gardner, and how. You know, and gorgeous and glamorous, and these fabulous movie stars who were the personification of, it was magic.
Yeah.
Magic.
Well, it's a beautiful way to grow up. And you finally, you were 12, and you wanted to give your dad, you wanted to get his attention and tell him that you wanted to sing and dance. Do you remember how you did that? There was a telethon.
I heard that my dad was going to do a telethon. I think Martha Ray was doing a telethon. I know it was Martha Ray, and I snuck in the back seat of my dad's car and hid. And when he was on his way to New York proper, and at the toll booth, so I wouldn't scare the heck out of him, I snuck up and said, "Daddy, I want to be on the telethon with you." And he said, "My God, Joey, what are you doing? He's paying the toll." And you know, and I said, "What are we going to do?" And I said, "I'll sing and dance, and we'll sing 'I've Grown Accustomed to Your Face.'" And that Richard Rogers saw that show, okay, and he called the studio and said, "I want that girl in my office," and that's how it all started. Okay. Richard Rogers.
Boy, and then that led to doing The Sound of Music.
Yes.
On Broadway.
Yes. Yeah.
With Mary Martin.
Yeah, he totally took over the reins, and my mother and dad were they were scared that my schooling and my dad, you can do anything you want after you finish, your college education. And he said, no, wait a minute. I'm going to take care of our schooling, a professional children's school. And he took care of that. And he was my dad. He was truly my great dad. He became my father. He took over everything, and then he got the ball rolling.
Wow. You are a belter.
I'm a belter.
Wow.
I got to admit it.
Yeah, fantastic. I just love it. I can see you on the Broadway stage doing songs like that. That is just the best. Now, you have a 12-page resume, and there's no way we can do everything.
Is it really a 12-page?
It's 12 pages because you have it broken down into live performances, Broadway, movies, television, records. It's so long that we're going to have to just hit on some highlights.
That's my lawyer.
Well, lawyers are supposed to write things like that, but that's what you've done. And yes. So we're going to move on now. You did a lot of Broadway, and Richard Rodgers was like your mentor and your father.
Indeed.
And you moved on, and you came to Hollywood and went to MGM. How old were you then at this stage?
Let me see. I was about 16 or 17 years old.
Wow.
And let me see. They saw me do a show on the nurses, William Perlberg and George Seaton, and they asked me to do. I didn't even have to do a screen test. How about that?
Wow!
Wasn't that wonderful? I did a wardrobe test, and I was in. And I worked with Richard Chamberlain. It was his first movie.
And Claude Rains.
And it was my first movie, and incredible Claude
Twilight
Rains,
of Honor.
Twilight of Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I couldn't believe I was working with Claude Rains. Richard Chamberlain was pretty sensational.
Yeah.
But, he had the Dr. Kildare at that time,
And then you did a movie, Where Love Is Gone.
Yeah, I did. Then I did a movie with Betty Davis and Susan Hayward, Where Love Is Gone. I played the daughter of a famous movie star, She, the daughter was a murderess, so that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And many, many other films. Another one being My Blood Runs Cold with Troy Donahue.
I worked with Troy Donahue.
Wow. Beyond the movies, because we have to move on a little bit. I mean, you've worked with so many other great stars. It's hard to mention them all, but I'm going to try to mention a few, and we've mentioned a couple already. Bob Hope, Betty Davis, Perry Como, Johnny Carson, Andy Williams, Merv Griffin, Jerry Lewis, Tony Bennett, Sonny and Cher, John Davidson, Jane Fonda, Mary Martin.
Well, those are Broadway and combination.
Dean Martin.
Perry was a regular. That was a regular on his television show. I was 15, and that.
And
that
was
a
that in New
Dean
York?
Martin, that was a television. The Dean Martin show. For 8-9 years, I was a regular on that show. So that was sensational.
Okay, now what I wanted you to talk about quickly is you did Hullabaloo, and that just caused a sensation.
Oh, the first Hullabaloo, correct?
Yes, and everyone took notice of you. What was it about that show that got the attention of America?
I wore a leotard because the costume didn't fit, so I wore my rehearsal leotard, and we were on the red light went on, and they took their camera angles. I had nothing to do with it. I just danced with abandon with these fabulous dancers behind me, and David Winters was the choreographer, sensational. And Gary Smith produced the show, and that was wow.
It got you
everything
on almost every variety television show at that time. Joey, that was incredible. Unfortunately,
Thanks.
we have to close. But you said one thing, that you performed that number in a crib.
A ginormous crib, as big as a house. Right. And I was in a baby doll, little baby doll dress, and it's pretty memorable if you see it.
I bet it's the best.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
Joey, it's really been great having you on.
It's been very special to be here.
All the
Horace.
best to you and your future endeavors.
Thank
You
you.
are such a talent and such a bright light. It's really a joy to have you on
Thank
the
you.
show.
An honor to be here.
Thank you. As is my tradition, I'll share a poem for you. This one is written by Madeline Bridges and is called Life's Mirror. There are loyal hearts, there are spirits brave, there are souls that are pure and true. Then give to the world the best you have, and the best will come back to you. Give love, and love to your life will flow, a strength in your utmost need. Have faith, and a score of hearts will show their faith in your word and deed. Give truth, and your gift will be paid in kind, and honor will honor meet. And a smile that is sweet will surely find a smile that is just as sweet. For life is the mirror of king and slave. 'Tis just what we are and do. Then give to the world the best you have, and the best will come back to you. Tune in to America Swings next week when we join with another wonderful Hollywood or Broadway star. Until next time, saying goodnight to Monica, wishing you all good health and good luck, and may God bless you all.